Okay, guys, let's get going here. So we've been talking about ear infections, we've been talking about asthma, we've been talking about allergies, we've been talking about ADHD and autism. Now, where does that all start? How does that happen exactly? Well, a lot of it has to do with birth trauma. What do I mean by birth trauma? That's going to be any type of forceps delivery, C-section delivery, or vacuum delivery. What you're seeing here, this is a C-section. Notice how the baby's being taken out of the womb, the pressure that's put on the head, the way they're taken out there. Now, story behind this is my son Gage. We pretty much had to have an emergency C-section due to his heart rate dipping down low and him ingesting meconium. That wasn't the process that we wanted. We wanted to go vaginal. We had a doula. We had a plan, but it didn't work out. The important thing is he's here, which C-sections are amazing for emergency situations, but unfortunately nowadays it's something that's scheduled. It's something that's easier on the doctor, and it's just easier when you can schedule things and get the surgery and have them that way. But the problem is the baby's not going through the vaginal canal. He's not picking up good probiotics from mom. He's not getting compressions to start his nervous system. So this was not the way that babies were supposed to be born, and because of that, we're seeing a lot of stress being put on these kids from birth. Now, what does a C-section actually do to this child's nervous system? It puts a lot of pressure on their brainstem, okay? And this is going to be a picture of a misaligned brainstem. This is aligned. The chiropractor's job is to make sure we take pressure off the brainstem so the nervous system can function. Once the nervous system is functioning, everything else should work like it should. Now, Gage is very fortunate that he gets adjusted pretty much every other day, so I'm making sure that he doesn't have pressure put on his brainstem. But a lot of kids, they don't have a chiropractor as a dad, so they're living life like this. No wonder they're having issues. And within that, some kids adapt to the stress or they don't. And how does this start? Well, stress comes in three different forms. There's going to be physical stress, there's going to be emotional stress, and there's going to be chemical stress. We call these traumas, toxins, and thoughts. Now, either kids adapt to these stressors or they don't. The kids that can adapt to these stressors, they subluxate. What is a subluxation? Basically, that's interference within the nervous system. When you have that subluxation in your nervous system, that's when you go into what we call sympathetic mode, where your body stays in a state that is stressed out, and you're locked in and you're in flight or fight mode, and you're in protection and survival mode. This is your stress response, okay? Where you should be is in parasympathetic mode. This is your rest, digest, relax, growth, and developmental. So if you take a child, think about where should they be. They should be in parasympathetic mode. They should be just concerned with growing up, being a kid, being able to heal. But a lot of kids that we see nowadays are locked into sympathetic mode. You cannot be in protection and thriving mode at the same time. You're either one or the other. And a lot of kids that we see are in that sympathetic mode, and when they're stuck there, that's when you see a lot of these things pop up. Big ones in there: autism, ADHD, anxiety, allergies, a lot of the things that we talked about tonight. So the key thing is getting kids out of sympathetic mode and getting them into parasympathetic mode. Well, how do we do that? Well, it all starts with the nervous system. The nervous system controls and coordinates all functions of the body. That's what it says in Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy isn't just a TV show. It's a book that anybody in the medical profession, that's their Bible, that's what they get, that's what it says in Grey's Anatomy, that's what we go by. And you literally live your life through this nervous system. Let me bring that down for us. You live your life through the nervous system. It controls and coordinates everything, every action you've ever taken, any process that your organs have gone through, any thought that you've ever had has been through your nervous system. It's very important that it is working correctly. Remember, a lot of the things that we talked about tonight have to do with the nervous system, and if it's not functioning properly, Your kid's going to be stressed. They're going to be in that sympathetic mode. They're not going to be thriving. Now, when we're stressed and we can't handle that stress, that's when we get that subluxation, which, remember, that's that nerve interference. When you have that nerve interference, that pressure on that brainstem, remember back to this slide here, that's a subluxation there. We need to make sure that that gets out of there. And that's what doctors of chiropractic do, remove subluxation. If you had a garden, if you can look over here, and those plants were getting the water that they need, they'd be healthy, they'd be vibrant, they'd be thriving. If you had a plant that was getting partial water, well, it'd still be alive, but it would just be surviving. And then obviously if you have plants that don't get water, they would die. It's the same thing in your nervous system. If your organs aren't getting the nerve supply they need, they're not going to function correctly. If they're getting partial nerve supply they need, they're just surviving. And that's going to be a kid that has a lot of these chronic issues. So my advice for you is get them checked for subluxation. Then once their subluxation is removed, they can start thriving again. Okay? Well, how do we know this works, removing subluxation? Well, Ronald Perot, he did a test back in 1986. He's a chief of cancer research for New York's Preventive Medicine Institute. So this guy knows what he's doing. He took 3 groups in this study. People who had been under regular chiropractic care for 2+ years, people not under chiropractic care but deemed healthy, and people who were sick, had cancer, etc. What did this guy find? He found out that chiropractic patients had a 200% greater immune competence than people not receiving chiropractic care, and 400% greater immune competence than somebody that had sickness, cancer, a serious disease. So chiropractic may optimize whatever genetic abilities you have so that you can fully resist disease. How awesome is that? You take a kid that is just surviving, not thriving, you introduce chiropractic, you remove subluxation from their system, their body can heal themselves, so they get over the asthma, they get rid of the allergies, they get rid of the eczema, they start to focus, ADHD starts to decline, autism symptoms start to decline because their body is now functioning like it should because you freed up their nervous system, and now it can communicate to whatever it needs to communicate to. Now, how do we know if a child might have subluxation? Well, we test. We don't guess, we test. And we do what's called scans in my office. This is actually a system that NASA developed, so it's very high-tech stuff. And it lets us know if your child might have subluxation, and if so, how severe. Now, what's this look like? I'm going to show you an example of a couple scans here. First off, this is a patient of ours. This is Miss Caitlin. She came in with allergies, she came in with eczema and ear infections. Now, from these scans, you can see there's lots of colors here. Well, this was the very first scan when she first came in. What you're seeing is levels of subluxation in her system. Green is mild, blue is medium, red is severe. So this showed us that Caitlin, all of the nerves going to her intestines, which is where 70 to 80% of your immune system is at, they were being blocked. So what we did is we went through, we removed that interference through adjustments, we removed the subluxation. Gut is now free. It's healing. She doesn't have runny nose all the time. She doesn't have any allergies. She doesn't have eczema. She's able to go out and play and do the things that she wants to do without being sick all the time. No, it's not perfect. We got a little bit more work to do, but that's much better. The next example I have for you is this is Mr. Max. His initial one is down here at 318. He had eczema. He had allergies, a lot of serious issues. You can see that his body was full of subluxation. Well, after going through treatment and getting adjusted, this is what happened. Okay, this is just a month later on 4/17. Much better, no more eczema, no more allergies. He's able to go out and be a kid. So we can get amazing results with specific chiropractic care and just adjusting these kiddos. Now, how do we adjust kids? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm going to show you in this short video here. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's not forceful. You can tell that Mr. Nash was not in any pain whatsoever when we were adjusting him. We're very easy with kiddos. He's got a big smile on his face there. They absolutely love getting adjusted, and it's so quick, it's so easy, it's so simple to change your kid's life just by getting their subluxations removed. So I definitely urge you to get your kids checked out for subluxation. And I bet you're kind of wondering if your kid might be subluxated in the first place. Well, we would like to give you that opportunity tonight to find out if your child might have subluxation. So this is definitely your chance to find out. What I would like for you guys to do that are in this event, that are on our Facebook page, is if you want to get your kids checked for subluxation just to see if we could help them out, we're going to give you the first day for $40. That's your exam, that's any scans that we have to do for your child, and that's all for $40. Usually that's $200, and we're going to give that just to you guys that are watching this event. So as long as you can call in, make your appointment, let them know you're from the Facebook event, and if you say that key phrase, I want a healthy child, we'll get you that $40 first day just for free. And I urge you to take advantage of it. Don't procrastinate. Your child's health is more important. Get them back to being a kid. Get them back to living the life that they were supposed to live. I appreciate you guys. Definitely going to open up for discussion after that. If you have any questions at all after this event, don't hesitate to PM me or give us a call. Once again, thank you guys so much for sticking with us, and I hope you have a great night.